Hello, I'm starting over again. And I have less coffee because I'm starting over again. It is indeed a brilliant fall day here. That one's pretty orange. I don't know, it's really backlit, so you might not be able to tell how orange it is, but these are both vibrantly yellow, and it's really cool. And the garden's doing great. Here's just a quick attempt at a glimpse of a corner of it. Especially doing great for it being, I couldn't tell if that was in frame or not because I can't change selfie to front facing camera mode. There we go. Nope, just light balance. So I have it in selfie mode because, and forgive my voice, I'm pretty sick right now, but you know, it happens. And in the last version, I discovered that like the lighting's terrible most directions except when you're looking at my crubby porch and here. So I'm gonna just kind of get the bright orange tree above us, and I'm sitting here lounging in my garden bench, and it's a chatty movie day. I had to restart because I forgot to delete the last one and I didn't have many minutes left to keep talking, and I don't think this is going to be a only 5-minute video. Yes, it's coffee, even though it's in glass and has a silicone straw. So, today we're talking because my business ideas have been evolving over time. So I think it was early this spring where my brother gave me the idea of doing the flower sales, which was a fascinating idea, but looking at pricing and what would be needed profitability-wise and all of the individual sales that would be needed, that wouldn't be the easiest thing to stay afloat with on the day-to-day. I do have enough flowers almost all the time, and it would probably be a good supplemental, but something I started noticing then after that was my brother bought a house, and so did about 2 or 3 other friends within very close space of each other, and every single one of them went, "Hey, can you come look at the garden with me and tell me what I should do?" And it got me thinking. It got me thinking that this is definitely something people want, because every single friend of mine that's bought a house has asked me gardening questions. So, as far as like helping, okay, someone just took someone else's pampas grass. Good for them. Truck just went by. Pickup truck full of pampas grass. So I think this is something people really need, and I've noticed that a lot of times traditional landscaping companies will come in and they'll offer to overhaul your garden, but they won't offer to care for it as it is, or teach you how to do what you need to do. So that is an idea that I've had since. I do need to do some cost modeling, and still of the thought process that my overhead needs to reduce before I'm going to make that leap, and I think I'm about 2 years off. At current trajectory, I'm about 2 years off from paying off my house, which I'm very stubbornly and sacrificially doing. I also have some savings set aside in case of emergencies so that I wouldn't, drown. So this is me. I'm very much a planner. Ask me someday what my future plans are for when I'm 80. Okay, because I have those spelled out. So I'm very cautious with stuff like this. So the idea right now, as I look off over my garden, is to the Pot and Pot nursery that I've been putting in, and you've been seeing me do tours and show, is the idea is that I can rescue plants from people's gardens that are overcrowded, give them the healthiest ones, and then develop the rest of them here and have them to fill in gaps in other people's gardens. And then also I can plant out seeds and have some good natives available and some other very good biodiversity available. Now, this would probably take up most of my weekends, so multi-prong isn't exactly the best method, I guess. So I'm kind of thinking the main downside to this is I won't have a place where people can come and just check it out, because there's no parking up here. And this is also like my own house, and I'm a little cautious about having everybody know where I live, because I'm by myself, and I mean, I guess if you hunt my videos enough, you might be able to figure it out, but please don't. And so I'd rather not have this tiny little spot in a neighborhood with not enough parking in a borough that is rather strict as far as zoning and stuff like that. Not that everywhere isn't, because everywhere is, it's true. But so I got to looking around mainly because I had this moment about 2 months ago where I was like, I really wish I could just go camping. I'm gonna do the epic cough that's been happening. I apologize. Oh, that wasn't as bad. Okay, I started taking an inhaler this morning because my lungs sounded like a squeaky door last night. Very unpleasant. So I was thinking I wanted to go camping, and I started looking around, like, where would be camping bus accessible, and somehow, I don't even know how, I stumbled off into Zillow, which I didn't even know that existed. I'm sorry, I'm clueless. I don't have television in my house, so if they've been advertising their existence, I missed it, and yada yada. So anyway, I didn't know about Zillow, and I stumbled upon it, and I ended up finding that, like, patches of land near buses that aren't that expensive, and I've been checking on a lot of them periodically, and in like the 5K range, all of them have got something really weird about them. Really, really weird about them. So in an 1.5 to 2 acres, there are a couple out there. There's a few. If you hunt the right way, you can find them through Zillow. And I've been having to do a lot of research then about, like, real estate, I guess, issues? Oops, hold on. My hand's like cramping up or something. It's weird. Real estate issues and that sort of thing. So I was searching it all, and I came across, so far I've got one that's like landlocked. There's a public bit that leads up to it, and it's just too steep, and everything is, it's like they dug out an old highway, piled up the dirt, and then sold off little lots as if they still connected to the road that they had buried. And there's this huge slant going up to it. And there's, like, this is a little farther out, and the LLC name on the neighboring lot appears to indicate that it's a relatively more even than Pittsburgh racist neighborhood, so, oh well. Kind of thinking no on that one, and then I kept looking, and I found one that's flat instead of, like, crazy steep. But now I'm researching mineral rights versus surface rights. It's an interesting thing, and the reason I'm doing this is probably the main question that you all have. What the heck are you up to? What the heck are you up to, right? And, yeah, I feel like since I don't have a place that I could bring people to, I don't have, like, a training center, I don't have a major production area, because, a pot and pot nursery here is great, but that can only advance plants so far, and it's definitely not going to be a meeting zone. So, Oh, my nose is draining. My throat is wrong. This is not a great day to be doing this video, but we're gonna push through it. I'm gonna put you on pause because I need to refind my throat and blow my nose, or I'm gonna lose my voice here. Okay, so we slightly changed position too because leaning back like that was putting my nose drainage in the wrong direction. I'm sorry, I'm not well. So, as far as like all the research and whether or not I'm gonna actually go for it, it would be nice to have something close by, but you know, there's no structure on it or anything like that. It would be just like blank land, hopefully relatively flat and accessible. But I guess the market is decent for that right now, and just kind of like FYI, it is. I think it's because the economy has been crap for so long. Like, people are really hurting right now, so you can't really sell it too well, because both of these places that I found, and a third one and a fourth one that were just smaller, so there's old house lots for sale for $2,000 and $5,000 right now. One of those is in Turtle Creek, and another one of those is in what is that called? Castle Shannon. It's like out near Mount Lebanon. There's sewage on it and that's it. But like, if you're looking for tiny house stuff, get your butt out there. If you have it to do, it's interesting. The economy has been terrible, and I think people only expect it to get worse, which is fair. They're probably right. But I'm thinking it might be a good opportunity for business planning for me, which would slow down the house payoff, but would allow for a much wider range of ability to run a business once I did get there, and it'd just give me some recreational spot in the meantime, as long as I'm not responsible for anything mowing or daily maintenance out there. If it's just woods, then I don't have to be in any hurry. I can just like have it and wait. Now the mineral rights thing, there's some research there. It's gonna be only natural gas wells because it's near some residential stuff. It wouldn't be fracking, and it claims there isn't any and it's previously leased. But for a price like that, I think I might go for it. So hopefully this isn't just like totally boring, and hopefully my voice isn't too annoying because I'm struggling here. And I just wanted to let you know what I was thinking long term here. And this is like 5-year long term, not like 40-year long term. Like, some of my long term stuff is really long term, like really long term. So I guess if you have questions or input or thoughts or want to steal my ideas, I don't know, whatever. I think more people helping other people garden would be better. And you don't necessarily have to have a location to do it off of. You could do it out of your house. It's not necessary to have the expanded business option, but I think that it would I think it would be pretty helpful for me, because I've been thinking like this since I was little, like 8, 6. I have garden maps that I drew when I was 12. I wanted to design gardens. I wanted to, so I did. Lighting is terrible, and I don't even know which part of the garden I just showed you, but that was me showing you my garden. So yeah, I designed a garden. It would be fun to design another one. It would be fun to have an event hosting space. If that ended up being possible, it all seems possible right now from where I'm standing right now. So that's what I'm thinking. And I hope this was not totally boring. Bye.